Let's go through 7 key pivotal moments and dynamic events that propelled America to its current status as a global superpower. First was the Industrial Revolution and economic expansion in the late 19th century. Factories all over America were flourishing. Railroads crisscrossed the nation, connecting cities like never before. Steel, oil, and coal were the lifeblood of a booming economy. Immigrants flocked to America, chasing dreams and finding jobs. Entrepreneurs like Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller built empires. Innovation was everywhere. The telephone, electric light, and automobiles revolutionized daily life. America was on the move, building skyscrapers and sprawling cities. The nation's wealth soared, and its influence grew. By the 1900s, the United States was an industrial giant, setting the stage for its rise as a global power. The future was bright, and the possibilities seemed endless. Second came the Spanish-American War and overseas expansion. In 1898, America started appearing on the world stage. The Spanish-American War was brief but transformative. The U.S. defeated Spain decisively, gaining territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. It was a bold assertion of American strength. Cuba's liberation from Spanish rule echoed with freedom. The victory energized the nation. Newspapers were ablaze with patriotic fervor. The U.S. Navy proved its might, with victories like the Battle of Manila Bay. America's influence now stretched beyond its borders. It was the dawn of a new era of expansion and power. The world took notice. America was no longer just a continental power. It was becoming a global force. Third main event was World War I and emergence on the world stage, which happened between 1917 and 1918. The Great War called, and America answered. In 1917, the U.S. joined the Allies in World War I. Doughboys crossed the Atlantic, bringing fresh energy to the battlefront. Their impact was immediate and powerful. The tide turned in favor of the Allies. Back in America, industries worked tirelessly to support the war effort. The war ended in 1918, with America's role proving crucial. President Woodrow Wilson's vision for a League of Nations showcased U.S. leadership. The world was different now. America's voice mattered. The nation emerged with newfound respect and influence. It was clear, the United States was a key player on the global stage, ready to shape the future. 4. The economic boom in the 1920s. The war was over, and America was growing fast. The economy boomed. Factories thrived, and consumer goods flooded the market. Cars, radios, and movies became staples of everyday life. Cities sparkled with jazz clubs and speakeasies. Women won the right to vote, and flappers danced with joy. The stock market soared, creating wealth and dreams. It was a time of innovation and optimism. Skyscrapers reached for the sky, symbolizing ambition. The country felt unstoppable. The Roaring Twenties was a decade of transformation. America was the land of opportunity, and its economic might was unmatched. The world watched in awe as the United States dazzled with progress and prosperity. 5th, came the World War II in the year 1941 to 1945. World War II changed everything. In 1941, after Pearl Harbor, America rose to action. Factories shifted to wartime production. Tanks, planes, and ships rolled out at unprecedented rates. The U.S. became the arsenal of democracy, supplying allies with crucial materials. Soldiers fought bravely across Europe and the Pacific. D-Day, Iwo Jima, and countless battles showcased American courage and strategy. Victory in 1945 was a triumph of unity and resolve. The war's end left America standing tall. Its military, unmatched, its economy robust. The United States was now a global leader. The world looked to America for rebuilding and guidance. The era of American dominance had begun. 6. The Cold War and global leadership between 1947 and 1991. The Cold War ignited a new era of leadership. Starting in 1947, the U.S. faced off against the Soviet Union in a battle of ideologies. Democracy versus communism. The stakes were high. America built alliances, creating NATO to protect Western Europe. Space races, Nuclear arms and proxy wars defined the era. America led the charge in defending freedom. Presidents from Truman to Reagan steered the nation with resolve. The Berlin Wall fell in 1989, and by 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. Victory was America's. The U.S. emerged as the unchallenged superpower, its ideals of democracy and capitalism triumphant. 7. The end of the Cold War and the unipolar moment in 1991. 1991 marked a turning point. The Cold War ended and the Soviet Union dissolved. America stood alone as the world's superpower. It was the unipolar moment. The U.S. led with unmatched military and economic strength. Global influence was at an all-time high. Democracy spread and markets opened. The Gulf War showcased American military precision and might. The world watched as America guided international policy. Technology and culture from the U.S. permeated global society. Challenges remained, but the nation's leadership was clear. The 1990s were a time of American dominance, shaping a new world order.